touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
You should know where to go. The SOS.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria stamps popular Apple Auto spare part markets in Abuja, restates commitment to standard auto parts. How informed is the average consumer of goods in Nigeria to ascertain the quality of goods? Is it enough to conclude that a product is substandard just by physical examination? What really makes a product substandard? We have answers to these questions and more on this week's edition of the program. Welcome to Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety. My name is Ifenyinwa Okonkwo. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the program. I'll be back shortly.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
These are substandard products. They are dangerous to human lives and have negative effects on the nation's economy. We work round the clock in search of these products, and wherever we find them, we destroy them. We are committed to the war against substandard and fake products. We are the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Join us on Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety.
A warm welcome to the program Standard and You, and thanks for joining us. Remember our visit to the popular Apple Auto spare part market in Abuja, where the traders resisted arrest and created a chaotic scene that led to the destruction of properties? We told you that we would visit that market again. We did, and this time we took the traders by surprise and sealed some shops notorious for selling substandard tires. Here are details of that exercise.
That was the chaotic situation characterized by wild and uncontrolled behavior of the traders that ensued during the SON's first visit to the popular auto spare parts market in Apo in the nation's capital, Abuja. But for the wisdom of the officials of the agency, the ugly situation would have led to loss of lives and even more properties. The pandemonium got passers-by, visitors and residents scampering to safety as the traders were out of control.
That as we all went out with combined security of about 70 drawn from the DSS, police and civil defense, we wanted to do this raid simultaneously at 3 locations in the FCT. But lo and behold, we came under heavy and very serious attack, including guns, that eventually our personnel were wounded, the security agents were wounded.
Few days after, the traders, in a deliberate move, played the victim, staged a protest at the SON's office in Abuja to make the general public believe that they had nothing to hide. Surprisingly, they started making moves around to appeal to the SON for their unruly and reckless behavior.
There are no laws in this country that will make used tire importation legal. The mob action was to scare our employees so that they don't do their jobs. The utterances of the people in the mob were very unfortunate. Standard Organization of Nigeria can go anywhere in the country to seek substandard items, to confiscate substandard items, to seek court injunctions to destroy them. It's our responsibility to do that. Unless the National Assembly change that law, nobody in this country will stop us from doing our job. No amount of intimidation, no amount of vandalism or lawlessness will stop us from doing our job. We'll just make sure next time we go, and there will be next times, a lot of them, we'll be prepared for the worst, because this is not going to be acceptable. People are dying in this country because of substandard items, and we're not going to sit idly and watch that. Consequences, you ask me, yes, we are going to court. We have videotapes of people who vandalize our vehicles. We have information, and we are doing some more working with DSS to get more information and backgrounds about all those people who attacked us. No amount of propaganda and wrong allegations will stop us from doing our jobs. We will take them to court, they'll be prosecuted, and they will be found guilty, because before we take anybody to court, we're going to have body of evidence to prove what they did was absolutely wrong.
In what can be described as a well-planned enforcement, officials of the agency stormed the market. This time, they caught the traders off guard. Some of the traders made efforts to close their shops to stop officials of the SON from seizing their substandard tires.
Open it.
Open your shop, my friend. Open that shop. Don't close that.
It was all an effort in futility, as men of the SON took time to pick up every substandard tire within their reach, and many shops were sealed. Like what happened during the last visit, some of the traders tried to create a chaotic scene, but were brought under control by the heavy security operatives attached to the SON. It's indeed a sad development to see the extent to which some Nigerians could go to make a living, even at the expense of the consumer.
Today has been very successful compared to what it was before. In this case now, we have put them on their knees, and definitely they are coming to us, and we still want to, seek their cooperation if they don't want, the violent aspect of the enforcement to be done, so that we can go and silently and, evacuate those tires. Then the follow-up action will be done on those tires, because the Director General of Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, is determined that whatever and wherever substandard products are, we are going to get to the root of it and evacuate and make sure that this country is safe for everybody. So there's no hiding place for merchants of substandard products, be they importers, distributors, or retailers.
The good news is that the SON is not daunted by their illegal activity, as the agency remains committed to quality.
The message to Nigerians is we need their buy-in in our fight against substandard product in the country. First, where they are seeing shady deals, people retrading tires, people stuffing tires, 3-in-1, 5-in-1, and those that are even restamping the validity date of tires, they should alert SON, because it's a collective fight. We must ensure the safety of Nigerians.
The tires, they put the smaller ones into the bigger ones, and by the standard specification, those tires, all of them have already been deformed. So it may be new, but automatically it has been destroyed. By the time you now inflate it, having that false impression that you have a new tire, by the time you inflate it, you are speeding, maybe with your family members, the next thing is that the tires may just explode and all of you will perish. So new tires does not mean that they are standard. In the course of handling, those tires have already been compromised. In this case today, we identified the key stores where they store these consignments, and we did some evacuations, but we locked up most of the places where they hide these substandard tires.
Used or Tokumbo tires has no standard and have no place in Nigeria. The agency assured Nigerians of its resolve to fish out these bad eggs and remove their bad products from shelves in our markets.
The war against substandard products is one we are determined to win. Moving on. As a consumer of goods, how do you conclude that the product is substandard? What are the things you look out for that gives you that conviction? What do you really know about some of these products you consume? Join me as we take you into the world of standard and you, the consumer.
There are over 1 million products or goods consumed by Nigerians every day. It's a known fact that the bulk of these products are imported into the country. The quality of these goods is not just important to consumers, but regulatory agencies like the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Over the years, the nation has had to contend with the prevalence of substandard products. There are a lot of measures by the SON to stem the tide of these products in the country. One very important tool to tackling this menace is self-regulation, a situation where consumers make the right decision by insisting on quality. We felt the pulse of a cross-section of consumers on how they can identify a substandard product.
I can check the expired date. From there, I will know that the product is expired.
Product that has been for a very long time, and you will have been seeing people saying something about it, that okay, this particular product is good, this one is good. So that's one of the things I pick from.
The particular product, you see, yeah, SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria. That's how I know.
They get some, you buy them some drug, they give you some number. Once you send the number, if it is not valid, it will tell you the drug is fake. That is drug. Then in market, normal market, you see it. Some you go to supermarket, you get standard this thing. But some you see that this, once you see it, you know this one is fake. Nobody will tell you. The way they brand it, the way they bring it, you know yourself.
There is a seal on the product where a standard organization, seal is being placed on it. That's why we're able to discover that this is a good product or contraband product.
Some of the products that I have used and I know the original, I can identify the substandard one first, so I know how the original actually is.
My eyes is a little bit trained, so me looking at it, I can know that I can identify products that are not of good quality.
It will be difficult for a common man to identify substandard materials.
If the product is not registered by SAN, Standard Organization of Nigeria, I won't buy it. If the stamp is there, I will buy with the same logo, mark.
We have what is called trademark of a product. I'll look out for that first. Then the originality of the product or the content.
If it is fake, you will know immediately because it won't be as effective as the other one.
So, like me now, if I want to buy anything, there are names I go for. I know that these ones will not compromise. And even if the producer knows that there are substandard products of his in the market, they will take steps immediately to fight to get them off the market.
You must have probably seen the original, have an idea. Somebody has told you what to look out for. Because sometimes the copy is so good you may not really know. So you must have known what differentiates them.
It's obvious from their responses that some consumers have devised various means of ascertaining the quality of products. Consumers' knowledge on any product is key to the act of self-regulation. According to the Standards Organization of Nigeria, one sure way of establishing the standard of any product is through laboratory tests, as explained by Director Laboratory Services of the SON, Engineer Bath Ugu.
A product is said to be substandard where that product does not meet all the quality requirements as stipulated in the relevant standards. Product is substandard can only be done easily through testing. Because you cannot look at a product and see physically and say this product is substandard. Sometimes some people look at packaging. Packaging, of course, is a quality requirement, but it does not really mean that if a packaging is not very, very attractive, it means that product itself is substandard. So in all, what you have to do is to ensure that the product is subjected to test. From there, you can then categorically say this product is substandard or not.
Though consumers can ascertain the quality of some products on physical examination, it is still not enough to conclude that such product is substandard until it is subjected to laboratory tests.
We advise them to look for the NIS logo, because that is the safest way you can say that this product has been subjected to tests right from the factory. And if it's imported, ensure that it has some cap at this logo too. That is, it covers importation. Although not all of them may cover it because of some people that might have escaped one or the other. Presently, Standards Organization of Nigeria is not really on ground in the ports. So that is giving room for substandard products to coming into the country, not properly controlled as it should be. So, but for the ones that are locally manufactured we advised all consumers to look for the NIS logo, whether it is MANCAP certified or not. Because if a product that does not have MANCAP logo, it implies that the product may be substandard. But like I said from the beginning, you cannot categorically say a product is substandard until after testing. So we are advising the consumers that they should always look out for NIS logo of quality, MANCAP logo of quality, so that they can be sure that they are buying products that has complied with the requirements of the relevant standard.
Many are not aware that they can access the SON's laboratory services as consumers. The agency has a world-class facility in Ogba, Lagos, housing over 42 laboratories with state-of-the-art equipment. This is apart from the various laboratories in Enugu, Kaduna, and the 6 geopolitical zones of the country.
Activities of this laboratory has increased in scope. The scope of testing has increased. When we talk about scope of testing, of course, it has to relate also with equipment availability. The present management under the leadership of Malam Farouk Salim has been giving a lot of support to this laboratory, knowing very well that the laboratory is the core job of this organization because of equipment availability. Not just equipment, but the right equipment have been doing so wonderfully, and the number of laboratories has come up. We have so many of them now. Presently, we have up to about 43 laboratories. It's not only about Ogba. For the first time, this present management has made sure that laboratories of Standards Organization Nigeria has extended to even the regional levels. We have regional laboratories now well equipped for the first time. And that tells a lot. People, in those days, people used to send samples all the way from, for instance, like Kanu, Bauchi, far away places. And you can imagine, like I talked about the cost of transportation, and even sometimes the samples may even get bad because of this poor handling. You know, not everybody can afford to start sending samples through plane or whatever, and it's not everywhere in Nigeria that you even have airport. So, bringing laboratories, increasing the number, and bringing it closer to people helps a lot in terms of increasing testing capacity, and also helping that to reduce the proliferation of substandard products. Because when you have laboratories close to people and they find it that it is easy for them to go and carry out tests, then of course there are some who may not want to sell products if they actually know that their products are substandard. And some may sell because they might be ignorant. But if somebody has laboratory and you're able to test and know that this product is not good, or it has failed the parameters, it is not expected that that kind of product should go into the market.
We asked SON's Director of Laboratory Services, Bath Ugu, how one can access laboratory services.
We have desk officers that receive the samples from. Depending on the nature of the product, if it's food-related, electrical, or as case may be, we have desk officers for all the departments. So when somebody brings samples, the desk officers receive the samples and document as required. And in fact, even an acknowledgement form, which the desk officer fills, just to acknowledge that we have received. But the desk officer too has to look at the integrity of the sample, whether the sample is sealed, okay, not, for instance, the food product now. If the food product is not properly packaged, not only food, or packaging is the first thing that you have to look at actually. So you have to ensure that the packaging is assessed to ensure that the integrity of the product itself has not been compromised before acceptance. Because if the sample comes and it's already bad on arrival, then that means you cannot vouch for the tests that you are going to carry out. The sample is sent to the relevant department. If it's a Chemtech related product, that's like detergents and all whatnot, whether food, electrical, as the case may be, they are sent to the relevant department, and then they are assigned to analysts, test officers, people that are supposed to carry out the test.
It's important to note that everyone has a role to play in the fight against substandard products, and consumers must rise to the challenge to insist on quality.
You're still watching Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety. Our vision at the Standards Organization of Nigeria is improving lives through standardization and quality assurance. Feedback is next. Alimoto Sifo is our guide.
Your hands to feedback segment of the program. My name is Halimot Osifo. Inferior, low quality, unacceptable, damaged, dangerous, inadequate. These words are used to describe substandard products, whether it's a bad tire, expired LPG cylinder, inefficient light bulb, or adulterated lubricants. Substandard products pose great threats to not just public health and safety, consumer satisfaction, but also the economy. Truly, nobody wants to do business without making profits, but who wants to buy a worthless product? Just as manufacturers and importers have the ultimate goal of profit maximization, consumers want to get value for their money. As a manufacturer or an importer, it's simply unfair when you give little or no preference to product quality. Greed should not overtake the responsibility of satisfying consumer needs. For you, the consumer, it's important you insist on quality. Remember, there will be no business without you. However, the concern is, how do we rid our markets of substandard products? How do we ensure Nigeria is not a dumping ground for fake goods? How do we ensure consumers get only the best? No doubt the Standards Organization of Nigeria has the responsibility of regulating the quality of products imported into the country and manufactured in Nigeria. But we cannot do it alone. Beyond the standards development, sensitization programs, market surveillance, enforcement, and other efforts, we need you to support us by playing your role in the fight against substandard and fake goods in Nigeria. Mind you, we have a mandate established by the law, SON Act No. 14, 2015, which provides powers to prosecute and jail purveyors of fake and substandard products across the country. Not just that, SON has powers to seize, destroy substandard products, and also seal off premises where such defective products are manufactured, stored, or sold. You are advised to say no to substandard products, as the SON now has stiffer penalty for offenders. Now to 5 standard tips on buying right. Avoid roadside sellers. Go to reputable stores where you can get genuine products. Check for ManCap logo on Made in Nigeria goods, SunCap on imported products to certify approval by Standards Organization of Nigeria. Read labeling information such as manufacturer's address, expiry dates, instructions, warnings, and more for traceability and guidance. Demand for and insist on collecting a receipt as proof of purchase before leaving the point of purchase. Complain to the seller when dissatisfied with product quality. If not attended to, seek redress with regulatory agencies like SON because it's your right. There you have it, 5 standard tips on buying right. And that concludes this week's episode of your favorite public sensitization program, Standard and You. Do you have a question, complaint, or suggestion? You can send in your messages with your full name and location to the number 0705-972-4455. Follow us on any of our social media platforms, and remember, you can watch the program online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, hit the subscribe button. Subscription is free. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Thanks and have a great week.
Why you dey buy fake product, make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.